Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development, 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, India's G20 presidency, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India, Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions. Today, we have two important commemorations for the day. One is we are celebrating 5th December, every 5th December as International Volunteers Day. And this is very apt platform, in fact, to commemorate and celebrate, as this entire platform is organized, maintained, run by the volunteers. No one is paid here for any services, and everyone is volunteering their services for the public good and common good to promote and encourage various services and to promote academic activities and promote research and publications. So this is a wonderful opportunity on this occasion that we are together on this wonderful occasion of International Volunteers Day and appreciate each one of us who have been continuously, constantly, persistently contributing, volunteering on this platform. So we had many volunteers who have contributed and who have been still contributing and who recently joined on this platform and still contributing to the cause. So there are many members we cannot mention each and every name as of now, but on behalf of everyone and to everyone, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the volunteers who have been actively and also passively contributing to this wonderful platform. So we take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of you once again and appreciate your efforts in recognizing and contributing your valuable services, time and resources to this platform. So let's look at the commemorations. And today we are also celebrating World Soil Day. So on this gesture, we have seen, the climate change has become a major topic of discussion, and soil plays an important role, and soil health is very important for protecting conservation of biodiversity, because we all depend on the soil, plants, animals, even human beings also, for various purposes, majorly for food. If soil health is good, the produce from the soil will also be good in this context. And also to contribute and promote sustainable development goals, it is very much essential that we need to take care of our soil. So getting into this commemoration, every year, December 5th is commemorated as World Soil Day. 95% of our food comes from soils. We all know that the food everyone is consuming on the planet comes from soils. It may be the original source or the immediate source, but still, the food that we eat or we all living beings consume comes from soils. So 1 cubic meter of healthy soil can retain over 250 liters of water. So the next thing is we require water. Not only we, everyone, living beings, non-living beings. So 1 cubic meter of healthy soil can retain over 250 liters of water. So the more healthier the soil, the more retention capacity of water. So the more availability of water. And improper soil and water management practices affect soil erosion, soil biodiversity, soil fertility, and water quality and quantity. Healthy soil plays a crucial role as a natural filter, purifying and storing water as it infiltrates into the ground. So let's look into detail of various aspects of soil conservation. Soil and water are source of life. Our planet's survival depends on precious link between soil and water. Over 95% of our food originates from these two fundamental resources. Soil water, vital for nutrient absorption by plants, binds our ecosystems together. This symbiotic relationship is the foundation of our agriculture systems. However, in the face of climate change and human activity, Our soils are being degraded, putting excessive pressure on our water resources. Erosion disrupts the natural balance, reducing water infiltration and availability for all forms of life. Sustainable soil management practices such as minimum tillage, crop rotation, organic matter addition, and overcropping and cover cropping improve soil health, reduce soil erosion and pollution, and enhance water infiltration and storage. These practices also preserve soil biodiversity, improve fertility, and contribute to carbon sequestration, playing a crucial role in the fight against climate change. World Soil Day 2023 and its campaign aim to raise awareness of the importance and relationship between soil and water in achieving sustainable and resilient agri-food systems. World sustainable soil management practices such as already mentioned, minimum tillage, and so on. These practices preserve soil biodiversity, improve fertility, and contribute to carbon sequestration, playing a crucial role in the fight against climate change. So, World Soil Day, in short known as WSD 2023, and its campaign to raise awareness of the importance and relationship between soil and water in achieving sustainable and resilient agri-food systems. WSD is a unique global platform that not only celebrates soils, but also empowers and engages citizens around the world to improve the soil. World Soil Day is held annually on 5th December as a means to focus attention on the importance of healthy soil and to advocate for the sustainable management of soil resources. An international day to celebrate soil was recommended by the International Union of Soil Sciences in 2022 under the leadership of the Kingdom of Thailand and within the framework of the Global Soil Partnership. FAO has supported the formal establishment of WSD as a global awareness raising platform. The FAO conference unanimously endorsed World Soil Day in June 2013 and requested its official adoption at the 68th UN General Assembly. In December 2013, the UN General Assembly reported by designating 5th December 2014 as the first official Soil Day. So on this occasion, there are various contests organized by the FAO. Participation in FOS multiple contests for World Soil Day, which was closed, and finalists have been selected. Now it's time for you to vote for the favorite kids poster and photo by giving like on your best loved art on Facebook. So stay tuned as we'll reveal champions on World Soil Day, that is today, December 5th, where we'll find out the winners of King Bombay World Soil Day Award 2023 and Glinka Prize, which honor institutions or peoples who do outstanding work for the health of the soils. So the Global Soil Doctors Program is a farmer-to-farmer training initiative that aims to build capacity of farmers on sustainable soil management, while supporting the national governments and stakeholders in addressing the needs of their rural communities. This online platform supports farmers, policymakers, development planners, agricultural extension workers, NGOs, private sectors, and any other practitioner, stakeholder interested in transmitting the importance of the soil as a vital resource. So, soil and water provide the foundation for food production, ecosystems, and human well being. Recognizing their invaluable roles, we can take proactive measures to safeguard these resources for future generations. Soil and water are the medium in which plants grow and obtain essential nutrients. Rain-fed agriculture system account for 80% of croplands, contributing to 60% of the global food production. These systems rely heavily on effective soil moisture in moisture management practices. Irrigated agriculture system withdraw 70% of the world's fresh water and account for 20% of croplands. The health of the soil and quality and availability of water are interconnected. Healthy soils enriched with organic matter play a crucial role in regulating water retention and availability. Improved soil and water management improves the land capacity to withstand extreme climate events such as droughts, floods, and sand dust storms. Healthy soils act as a carbon sink by sequestering carbon from the atmosphere, thus contributing to both climate change adaptation and mitigation efforts. So we'll get back to this topic again in detail. So we will now move on to our next commemoration, because there is a lot we can talk on soil, but it seems everything is important, but due to time limitations, we'll take it. We'll complete other commemorations, and as and when the time permits, we'll get into detail of it. So today we are also commemorating International Volunteer Day on 5th December. On this important day, let's recommit to ensuring that all people can lend their energies to shaping a better future for all people and planet we share. Let's stand with volunteers everywhere. The monthly number of volunteers aged 15 years and over amounts to 862.4 million worldwide. Most volunteer continues to work arranged informally between individuals, with 14.3% of the global population participating, with 6.5% working age people worldwide engage in formal volunteering via an organization or association. A significant percentage of the people carry out multiple types of volunteer work. While formal volunteers are mostly men, informal volunteers are more likely to be women. So this year, the theme for International Volunteers Day 2023 is the power of collective action, if everyone did. This year, we mark International Volunteers Day by recognizing the power of collective action, if everyone did. If everyone volunteered, the world would be a better place. Imagine more than 8 billion of us volunteering, limitless possibilities for sustainable development, food and education for everyone, clean environment, good health, inclusive and peaceful societies, and much more. Volunteering or volunteerism is an enormous renewable resource for social, economic, and environmental problem solving. Throughout the world, as the world faces mounting challenges, volunteers are often the first to help. Volunteers are at the fore in crisis and emergencies, often in very testing and dire situations. Mandated by the UN General Assembly, the International Volunteers Day is held each year on 5th December. It is viewed as a unique chance for volunteers and organizations to celebrate their efforts, to share their values, and to promote their work among their communities. Non-governmental organizations, that is NGOs, United Nations agencies, government authorities, and the private sector. Apart from mobilizing thousands of volunteers every year, the United Nations Volunteer Program contributes to peace and development by advocating for the recognition of volunteers and working partners to integrate volunteerism into development program. Inspiration in action, volunteerism is one of the most vital delivery mechanisms of social, environmental, and economic transformation, ensuring a lasting impact with ability to change people's mindsets, attitudes, and behaviors. People become actors of change and equal partners in the attainment of local, national, and international progress towards human development and global peace. The United Nations Volunteer Program recognizes the shared universal values underpinning volunteerism: free will, commitment, equity, engagement, solidarity, compassion, empathy, and respect for others. The State of World's Volunteerism Report, in short known as SWVR, is a flagship United Nations publication that strengthens understanding of volunteerism and shows its university scope and reach in 21st century, produced every 3 years. The SWVR examines the contribution of volunteerism to peace and development based on a specific theme. The latest edition of SWVR report titling Building and Inclusive Societies shows the ways in which volunteers and state authorities interact, collaborate, and partner are vital for the achievement of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the Sustainable Development Goals. International Volunteer Day is a chance for individuals, volunteers, communities, and organizations to promote their contributions to development at the local, national, international levels. By contributing UN support with the grassroots mandate, International Volunteer Day is an unique opportunity for the people and the volunteer involving organizations to work with government agencies, non-profit institutions, community groups, academia, and the private sector. The International Volunteer Day for Economic and Social Development was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly through Resolution 40 by 212 on 17 December 1985. Since then, governments, the UN system, and civil society organizations have successfully joined volunteers around the world to celebrate the day on 5th December. Through the years, International Volunteer Day has been used strategically. Many countries have focused on volunteers' contributions to achieving the Millennium Development Goals, a set of time-bound targets to combat poverty, hunger, disease, illiteracy, environmental degradation, and discrimination against women. The organization of International Volunteers Day is generally the result of partnership between the UN system, governments, volunteers involving organizations, and committed individuals, representatives from the media or academia, foundations, the private sector, faith groups, and sports and recreational organizations are often involved too. The General Assembly invited governments to observe annually on 5th December an International Volunteer Day for Economic and Social Development. Resolution 40 by 212 of 17 December 1985, and urged them to take measures to heighten awareness of the important contribution of volunteering service, thereby stimulating more people in all walks of the life to offer their services as volunteers both at home and abroad. The United Nations General Assembly, in its resolution 52 by 17 of 20 November 1997, proclaimed 2001 as the International Year of Volunteers, IVV. This year was conceived for the purpose of furthering the recognition of volunteers, facilitating their work, creating a network of communication, and promoting the benefits of voluntary service. In 2001, the International Year of Volunteers, the General Assembly adopted a set of recommendations on ways in which government and the United Nation system could support volunteering. The General Assembly invited governments to observe annually on 5th December an International Volunteer Day for Economic and Social Development, Resolution 40 by 212 of 17 December 1985, and urged them to take measures to heighten awareness of the important contribution of volunteer service, thereby stimulating more people into all walks of life to offer their services as volunteers, both at home and abroad. The United Nations General Assembly, in its resolution 52 by 17 of 20 November 1997 proclaimed 2001 as the International Year of Volunteers, IVV. This year was conceived the United Nations General Assembly in its resolution 52 by 17 of 20 November 1997 proclaimed 2001 as the International Year of Volunteers, in short known as IVV. IYV, the year was conceived for the purpose of furthering the recognition of volunteers, facilitating their working, creating a network of communication, promoting the benefits of voluntary service. In 2001, the International Year of Volunteers, the General Assembly adopted a set of recommendations on ways which the governments and the United Nations system could support volunteering and asked for on 18th December 2008, the General Assembly decided that on around 5th December 2011, the International Volunteer Day for Economic and Social Development, two plenary meetings of the sixth session of the General Assembly should be devoted to the follow-up of the international webinar series to follow up to the international year and the commemoration of its 10th anniversary via resolution 63 by 153. So the state of the world's volunteerism report, in short known as SWVR, is a flagship United Nations publication that strengthens understanding of volunteerism and shows its universality, scope, and reach in the 21st century. The SWVR examines the contribution of volunteerism to peace and development based on specific theme. UNV released the first report in 2011 with a focus on universal values for global well-being. In 2015, the second So the fourth report, SWVR, titled Building Equal and Inclusive Societies, shows that the way in which volunteers and state authorities interact, collaborate, and partner Produced every 3 years, the SWVR aims to enhance the recognition, felicitation, networking, and promotion of volunteers and volunteerism worldwide. So, the key findings of the 2022 State of the World's Volunteerism Report. Volunteerism can promote a culture of collaborative decision. Volunteerism offers part volunteers build bridges. Volunteers are often in the unique position of brokering relationships between service providers and beneficiaries. As today is International Volunteer Day and this year's theme is If Everyone Did, more than 1 billion volunteers around the world act for solidarity and humanity for the people and planet. IVD is a day to pay tribute to volunteers worldwide and to recognize the value of volunteerism in peace and development. The theme of this IVD centers on the power of everyone, collective action, if everyone did. If everyone volunteered, the world would be a better place. Imagine more than one As the world garners support to deal with mounting challenges, it is volunteers who are the first ones to help. Volunteers are the four in crisis and emergencies, often in very testing and dire situations. On this important day, let's commit to ensuring that all people can lend their energies to shaping a better future for all people and planet we share. IVD activities are taking place around the world, including 7 high-level events and co-hosted by governments in Azerbaijan, Bolivia, Iraq, Ireland, Tanzania, Thailand, and Togo. From the National Caravan of Volunteering in Togo to the climate-conscious activities of tree planting in Azerbaijan to the wheelchair journey of volunteers with disabilities in Thailand, each event amplifies the diversity of volunteering around the globe. IVD activities. Countries and volunteering groups mark the spirit of volunteerism together with communities, academia, volunteer involving organizations, and UN agencies. United Nations volunteer staff at headquarters in Bonn will also participate in a volunteering activity to mark IVD and demonstrate the spirit of volunteerism among local residents. From the caravan of volunteering in Togo to the climate conscious activities of tree planting in Esbergen, to the wheelchair journey of volunteers with disabilities in Thailand, each event amplifies the diversity of volunteering around the globe. Countries and volunteer groups will mark the spirit of volunteerism together with communities, academia, volunteer involving organizations and UN agencies. United Nations volunteer staff at headquarters in Bonn will also participate in a volunteering activity to make IVD and demonstrate the spirit of volunteerism among local residents. This week is also commemorated as Inclusive Schools Week from December 5th to 9th. Inclusive Schools Week happens every year in the first full week of December, and this year it takes place from December 5th to December 9th. Sponsored by the Inclusive Schools Network, ISN, and Stetson and Associates Inc., this holiday aims to celebrate schools' progress in providing supportive time, high quality education for school kids, and the organization ISN and this day aims to celebrate schools' progress in providing supportive, high quality education for school kids The two organizations, ISN Stephen Associates, work hard to promote inclusivity in schools, which was first started in 2001 by ISN in an attempt to bring more attention to the state of schools and how their institutes were educating children and working toward making them learning environment conducive to learning and growth. Over the 2 decades that the program has existed, it has evolved to encompass a much broader scope. Inclusive School Weeks now also aims to acknowledge and celebrate the work that parents, teachers, and volunteers do to improve the quality of education and how welcoming and adaptive the learning environments they create are. It pays tribute to all who are contributing to education. Besides shining a spotlight on the people who live contributed to its progress, Inclusive Schools Weeks also aims to highlight how inclusive education of the people who have contributed to its progress. Inclusive Schools Week also aims to highlight how inclusive education is heavily influenced by the factors and people around it. As a teacher, there are plenty of things you can do to teach your students about inclusive education. Have them research. As a teacher, there are plenty of things you can do to teach your students. Whether you are a parent, mentor, or guardian to a child, you can make an effort to more meaningful, mindful, or how you talk about education and industry. Children often mirror what their elders think and say. So it's important to act an exemplary. Owing the varying nature of disabilities and preferences of students, there is no one approach that works every student or even the majority of students. Inclusive education forms a foundation that helps improve kids' communication and tolerance for marginalized groups. Inclusivity is about providing access to information, opportunities, and spaces to everyone and ensuring that the access benefits everyone as all. It's all about access. Everyone's actions matter when it comes to building an inclusive society. Inclusivity is built by everyone. Many people from the marginalized groups find it difficult to gain the employment because because of discrimination. That inclusive schooling can provide better opportunities for everyone and the help solve unemployment crisis. We also celebrate the contributions of people who have worked to get us a fair in the cause. We think it's essential to thank them for their efforts and time over the years. We hope that they continue to work for this cause and inspire many others to join them as also. Inclusive education has come a long way since it's first started, and celebrating progress is important. Take some time to reflect on what changes have been implemented and how far we have come. This week is also commemorated as National Hand Washing Awareness Week in US. Personal hygiene begins and ends with our hands. We are taught as youngsters to wash hands before dinner, and it's important to remember the germs don't care what time of day it is. So, clean hands prevent sickness. So, it's especially important to learn the basics about hand hygiene so that you too can become a champion hand washer. Let's examine some handy tips like do it right. Experts recommend washing your hands with soap and clean water for at least 20 seconds. Be sure to get good lather going on and clean the back of the hands between the fingers and under the nails. Dry them using a clean towel. There is a lot of science behind these recommendations. So be sure to follow them each time and wash your hands. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention calls hand washing a do it yourself vaccine and suggests remembering 5 easy steps: wet, lather, scrub, rinse, and dry. Endorsed by the American Medical Association and the American Academy of Family Physicians, the four principles are: wash your hands when they are dirty and before eating, do not cough into hands, do not sneeze into hands, and don't put your fingers into your eyes, nose, or mouth. According to the Central Disease for Control and Prevention, hand washing can prevent 1 in 3 About 1.4 million children under age 5 die with diarrheal diseases and pneumonia, the two most deadly afflictions for children worldwide. Beware of the twin killers for kids. The CDC also reports that only 31% of men and 65% of women wash their hands after using a public restroom. Using antibiotics creates antibiotic resistance. Hand washing prevents many sickness, so people need less antibiotics, therefore less antibiotic resistance. A typical human sneeze exists the body at about 200 miles per hour and emits around 40,000 droplets in the air. So sneezes are mini hurricanes. A typical human sneeze exists the body at about 200 miles per hour and emits around 40,000 droplets into the air. Healthy hands are happy hands, and happy hands make happy and healthy homes. Think of how many different things we touch during the course of an average day. Now imagine how many of those things were touched by other people's hands. Finally, this awareness week reminds everybody else, especially doctors and those who prepared the food we eat, to the cleanliness and hygiene seriously. Today is also commemorated as International Ninja Day. Ninja Burger created International Ninja Day on December 5th as a way to celebrate ninja speed and with their burgers are delivered. Today is also commemorated as National Communicate with Your Kids Days in US. It is a special day that promotes spread awareness about the importance of communicating with your kids, and parents who communicate with their kids often build a great relationship with them and also send their kids a message that they value their thoughts and feelings. So parents, let's be frank, life is busy, and in between work and life responsibilities, you might miss a few moments with your children. Don't worry, you are not alone. Many parents worry that they don't spend enough time with their children, wondering if this will lead to developmental delays. This is why National Communicate with Your Kids Day was created, to communicate with your kids to develop a friendly relationship so that they can share their personal feelings, which can avoid many problems in life. Effective communication is a very important skill that is necessary at all stages of life. The better we are at it, the better our quality of life will be. Communication starts as soon as the child is born, from letting the mother know that we have arrived with our first cry to everything thereafter. So the child develops, it is important. We nurture their communication skills so that they are capable of expressing themselves clearly and confidently in all aspects and areas of their life. Even as the child grows older, being able to communicate with employers is critical, regardless of the industry or the career they pursue. Good communication skills are listed among the most desirable skills in nearly every job description. Thus, like any other skill, communication skills can be developed and fine-tuned with practice, but by helping developing good communication skills in a child from their youth as a parent, you are equipping them straight away with the skills to build successful future. Communication is very important to children in the early years because it is vital in developing and maintaining relationships. It includes the nuances of non-verbal communications as well. Communication skills are crucial for learning as children needs these skills to make friends, learn, and let people know what they want. It is the foundation of relationships. Listen with your whole body, pick up the emotions, acknowledge your child's feelings, avoid shaming your child, and focus on behavior. Most of all, try to see the situation through your child's eyes. Communication with your child is the greatest way to observe this day. Spend some time with them by taking a break from your busy schedule. Engage in everyday quality time with your child. Try to carry out action in front of your child. Try video chatting with your child if they are not staying with you to find out about their day. Communicating is not always verbal. You can also play with your child even if it's bath time or outside before you drop off at preschool, or even little bit of time makes a positive impact. Play with them. Communication with children is essential to their relationships and development, and it is more crucial. Good communication involves listening in ways that make children feel valued. It involves listening too. A child who's good at communicating verbally will likely perform better in school. It makes them better at school. Children thrive with words of encouragement and praise and communication. Children will respond better to a smile than a frown. So smile often. It is a much needed day that emphasizes need for good communication skills among children. As parents, it's our duty to make sure that our children communicate well. And it gives us an opportunity to connect with our children. These meaningful connections are about the quality of time, not the quantity of time. Children learn to communicate by watching their parents carefully. So by talking with your child in a respectful way, you give out a powerful message to your child about positive communication. Today is also commemorated as National Father's Day in Thailand. And it is a national holiday where schools and businesses are also closed on this day and celebrates fatherhood across the country. Thai people honor and thank their dads and father figures for their contributions they make to their children's lives. Small gifts or signs of appreciation are traditionally presented. King Bhumibol was born in Massachusetts, United States on December 5th, 1927. Bhumibol was an admirable figure across Thailand. His birthday has long been marked with celebrations and festivities across the nation. It serves as a yearly occasion to remember the late king who passed away on October 13, 2016. On National Fathers' Day, these Thais honor their fathers and grandfathers by presenting them with a can of flower, which resembles a lily and is called Dog Footer Raksha in Thai. King Bhumibol's birthday has been honored in the past by festivals and candlelit events. In the past, Thais would descend to the streets to salute the king for his birthday. People would stay out at night and before to secure place and opportunity to observe the king when he appeared and gave speeches. Thais wore yellow shirts to these celebrations as yellow is the color that is associated with Monday, the same day as the king's birthday in 1927. So the magnitude of King Bhumibol's birthday celebrations have ensured that they have taken place all around Thailand for a long time. This is certain to continue for the foreseeable future. Thailand is home to about 40,000 temples with over 30,000 in active use and is a temple city. Thailand is only Southeast Asian country to be never colonized by a European nation and land of free. Thailand is home to Siamese cats. Chang and Eng Bunker were conjoined twins who were born in the kingdom of Siam, Thailand in 1811, the first Siamese twins. And Bangkok, Thailand's capital city, has one of the world's lengthiest ceremonial names. That is Krang the Mahangkong, Amanratanokosin, Mahintretua, Mahadil Okov, Nofrat Chatan, Iburium, Udambrachani, Vetmadsan, Amon, Fimama Vatsanatsit, Sakat, Atiya, Vitsan, Kum Prasid. These are ceremonial names. Maybe, we are not Thai speakers, so we might have spelled wrongly. But that is what actually it looks like. So yeah, today is also commemorated as National Repeal Day in US. Back in 1933, following the signature of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the United States ended in a 13-year experiment with an increasingly unpopular nationwide prohibition of alcohol, meaning it's National Repeal Day on December 5th. If you enjoy alcohol, then this is a great opportunity to celebrate your legal freedom to consume it, while popular opinion tends to suggest that prohibition failed. It did succeed in cutting overall alcohol consumption in half during the 1920s, although that also meant taxes revenues from alcohol were zeroed out. So today is also commemorated as Walt Disney's birthday, as an emperor was born on December 5th, 1901. Since he was a kid, Disney felt a deep attraction to drawing and he was very good at it. After taking a few art classes, the then 18-year-old Disney took a job as an illustrator at an advertising company. A few years later, he left his job to start his own company, the Disney Brothers Studio, At Disney Studios, he created some of the characters we all know and love today: Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Cinderella, Snow White, and many more. Walt Disney was an illustrator and entrepreneur born in Chicago, Illinois in 1901. He was the son of Elias Disney, a Canadian of Irish descent, and Flora Disney, an American with German and English ancestry. He had three older brothers named Herbert, Raymond, and Roy, and a younger sister named Ruth. When he was 4, his family moved to a farm in Massillon, Missouri. At the farm, young Disney found his passion for drawing. He used to draw horses and other animals that lived on his family's farm. 4 years later, his family moved to Kansas City, and before he entered high school, they moved again to the city of Chicago. The young artist attended art classes at the Chicago Academy of Fine Arts and became his school's proper cartoon animator. His love for illustration kept growing more and more. When the Disney turned 18, he worked as an illustrator at an advertising company. There he met Iwerks, a fellow animator and cartoon artist. In 1920, Disney and Iwerks were laid off from their jobs, so Disney decided to start his own company. He started Laugh O'Gram, an animation cartoon company, and hired some of his friends among the Iwerks. After a couple of years in the animation market, Laugh O'Gram wasn't doing really well. That was when Disney moved to Hollywood and opened the Disney Brothers studio with his old brother Roy. Disney persuaded some of his former workers to also move to Los Angeles and join his new company. At Disney Brothers Studio, Disney gave life to some of the most important creations, characters, and films that would not only mark thousands of lives, but would also open new doors to the animation world. Disney's first big creation was iconic character Mickey Mouse. Disney Brothers Studio had an incredible success. It became one of the most profitable companies in the world. In 1966, Disney died of lung cancer. His legacy is still live in all the films and characters he created and the millions of lives they were part of. Walt Disney's creations are part of our lives. The films he helped produce marked millions of childhoods. Disney was a visionary. We are glad he had shared his vision with the world. Disney used to set high standards for himself and his employees. Those high standards led him to create one of the biggest media and entertainment companies in the world, the Walt Disney Company. Disney was adventurous and bold when developing new cartoons and working on his films. His approach helped him expand his work to unknown territories. His experiment with color technologies and sounds opened many doors and brought huge progress in the world of animated films. In the early years of his career, Walt Disney did the voice of some of his cartoons, Mickey Mouse among them. Disney has a record for most Academy Awards earned by the individual, that is, record of 22 Academy Awards. His favorite cartoon was Goofy. His favorite princess was Cinderella. Disney dropped out of school to join the World War I Red Cross. And after the death of Disney, his brother Roy Disney took over the company. Disney had two daughters, Diane and Sharon Disney. Disney's wife was Lillian Disney from 1925 till his death in 1966. So that was in brief and offering tribute to the Disney. Today is also commemorated as bathtub party day in US? Since its invention, the bathtub has played an important role in lives for sanitation and fun. Whether it's party for two or with scented candles, rose petals, or a crowded splash around, bathtub party is all about having some good old bathtub fun. It is a perfect opportunity to let go of all your tension and stress, combining the relaxing effect of a soap in the tub with excellent company will have you purring with delight. The observance emphasizes the importance of taking time to pamper yourself. Life can be a tough journey, so let off a little steam as you throw yourself a bathtub party. It's no secret that the beautiful bathtub can significantly improve the aesthetic of your bathroom. An elegant bathtub can also work wonders in terms of boosting proper value. Prospective homeowners are usually on the lookout for family friendly fixtures. Like a bathtub, bathtubs have been an integral fixture in the homes all over the world. The earliest mention of the bathtub comes from Crete in 1700 BC. However, John Michael Kohler officially invented the first bathtub in 1883. Kohler was the co-founder of the Kohler Company. He fixed a cast iron horse trough with decorative feet combined with an enamel finish, creating the clawfoot design. The history and creator of this holiday are subject to debate. Some claim Wellcat has holidays founded the day, but it's unclear. And it has also a lot of health benefits too. Today is also commemorated as National Blue Jeans Day, which are one of the cornerstones of Western fashion. Every American is estimated to own 7 pairs of jeans since its introduction in the 1800s. Denim has proved to be one of the most versatile, durable, and iconic clothing items. They, won, they are worn by people of all ages and from all backgrounds. Jeans have undergone dozens of changes over the years, from long and baggy to short and tight, dark to light, colorful to faded. Few clothes have such a variety of aesthetic options than denim jeans. On May 20, 1873, tailor Jacob Davis and businessman Levi Strauss obtained a patent from the US government. This patent allowed them to place metal rivets in the men's work pants for the first time. On this day, blue jeans as we know them were born. To be clear, Davis and Strauss did not invent blue jeans, but they were the first to produce this clothing item commercially in the US. They were known as waist-over laborers, from ranch hands to railroad workers, factory employees to farmers. Waist overalls were like a uniform for the working class American. Workers loved them because their dark indigo color hid stains from oil and dirt, and they also appreciated their durability because a pair of denim overalls could withstand the rigors of manual labor. So jeans slowly went mainstream in the 1930s thanks to the Western films with cowboys in jeans. Ordinary Americans began to embrace this blue collar outfit as part of their everyday fashion. In the 1950s, at the height of America's conservative era, denim jeans were seen as non-conformist, synonymous with actors like James Dean from Rebel Without a Cause. American youth jumped onto the bandwagon. However, it was primarily men who wore jeans. Actress Brigitte Bardot was one of the first women to wear jeans in 1957. By the 1980s and 1990s, jeans were considered unisex. Variations in style, patterns, colors, and sizes were numerous. Waist overalls made a brief comeback, albeit as a fashion statement and not for practically. Today, almost all types of jeans coexist, a rare thing for clothing and a testament to versatility of denim. And despite their massive popularity in US, over 50% of the denim used to make jeans comes from Asia, especially China, Bangladesh, and India. So back when jeans were called waist overalls worn by factory workers, women's jeans came with zippers on the sides. So the durability of the denim is the primary reason workers first used it in factories, ranches, construction sites, and railroads. Jeans can take a beating and still last for a long time. Jeans go with everything: casual attire, semi-formal clothes, or more rugged punk look. The versatility of jeans is probably their most significant appeal. The options for color, patterns, and clothing combinations are limitless. So, with this, we shall end today's commemorations and going back to World Soil Day. And also, we would also like to congratulate and appreciate and express our gratitude to one of the longest members and active volunteers and contributors on this platform, available now on the platform in this meeting, in this webinar series, Mr. Virendra Kumar M. Thakurji. He was very much active since he joined this platform as a participant, then as a speaker, and has been regularly contributing. We express our gratitude and heartfelt wishes and happy gesture, welcoming gesture, and for continued support. And we also thank and express our gratitude to Mary Florence. She was also very active, and she is, in fact, both of them are very active on the platform, who have been really contributing every day, almost every day. They have been part of this series since they are joining. So earlier itself, last year also, we have expressed on this Volunteers Day as one of the best, contributors who have been regularly joining, and the credit goes to them because they are there almost every day on this series and stands, as a special mention in this entire series. And there are few others also who have been joining, but on the top charts. So we express our gratitude to both of you. Congratulations. And we, on behalf of the entire organizing team and personally on behalf of me, I express my gratitude on this Volunteers Day, and also to all other participants who have been regularly joining on and off, and whenever time permits, for keeping in on connected. We also assure you that, due to time constraints, we are not issuing certificates on a daily basis, but maybe from next month onwards, because we are about to close this series of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and India's G20 series in January. All the certificates will be issued at once, so no need to worry about them. Only things that needs to be noted is completing the formalities in time. You keep attending daily, keep registering or providing feedback. If possible, do both, or if you have missed anyone of registration or feedback, ensure that you are part of the documentation process. If possible, attend complete both. That is recommended. Just in case if you miss anyone also, don't worry. Already the universal forms have been updated on the website for those who missed, and in the coming days also, we have few days for commemorations, for presentations. We invite you to join. Because of our busy schedule, in fact, we are not able to invite. In fact, earlier we were inviting others also, but nowadays we stopped inviting actually. So because of the busy schedule, and whenever we are finding time, that was a very short time. So it is becoming difficult for us as well as others also to make presentations, because not everyone is, can instantly deliver on the topics mentioned. So it becomes difficult. So that is one of the reasons. But we are ensuring that our awareness regarding sustainable development keeps going on. We have a dialogue that is going on. And through these various commemorations, we are daily with every commemoration, which is also contributing to the sustainable development. We are looking at various aspects of how these commemorations and celebrations are helping in sustainable development. So we will also, the entire proceedings are due in a couple of months. So in that, we'll also provide how each commemoration which we are celebrating is contributing to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We are not just talking on them. There is a purpose that even a small initiative, small cause, small commemoration, small celebration is also contributing, like maybe clean your backyard, at least on that day, because in Western culture, unless and until, because most of the things are not part of the culture. I mean, because that is not so long culture. So many things they need a day or a moment to take up initiative and remind them to do it. So these kind of days, especially, they, even we have seen today, communicate with your child, but that also, they have created a day where they can take time out and talk to their children. And they have created Mother's Day so that they can take time out and spend with their mother. They have created Father's Day so that they can take some time, so that at least they can spend some time with their father. So like that, every day they have created, at least on that day, they make sure, or at least they try their best to engage in such activities. So all these kinds of, days are contributing in one way or the other. So we will, in the, upcoming deliberations, that is proceedings, you will also learn why these commemorations were taken up and how they are contributing to one or more sustainable development goals. Even today, soil is also contributing to various sustainable development goals, and volunteering is also an important aspect. You know, it is contributing to sustainable development goals. So we'll just briefly look at what are the how this World Soil Day is contributing to the sustainable development goals. In brief, and then we'll conclude because of shortage of time. There is a lot to speak on this, but just a second. I think I lost it somewhere. Just give me a second so that I can pull it up. Yeah. So yeah, healthy soil, purified rain, and stored water, making it an indispensable foundation for life on Earth. 1 cubic meter of healthy soil can retain over 250 liters of water, that is, contributing to the water table, underground water table, and also the soil health. And soil and water lies at the heart of sustaining life on the planet. So soil health is dependent on both of these, and the quality of availability of water are interconnected. Soil erosion and soil compaction can result in a reduction of more than 40% in soil's capacity to retain water and increase the risk of landslides, flooding, and sand and dust storms. Each 1% increase in soil organic matter helps our soils hold 150,000 liters more water per hectare. We are not efficient in how we use our water and soil. So 80% rain-fed agriculture produces 60% of the world's food, and of the world's cultivated land. 20% irrigated agriculture consumes 70% of the world's fresh water. Poor irrigation and drainage practices are some of the main drivers of soil salinization. Soil affected by salinity and Sordicity reduces agriculture productivity. Healthy soils act as a carbon sink and help to adapt to climate change and mitigate its effects. Healthy soil plays a crucial role as a natural filter, purifying and storing water as it infiltrates into the ground. 95% of our food comes from soils thanks to the power of water. Sustainable management of pesticides and fertilizers allows maintenance of healthy soils and water quality and prevents risks to human and health and ecosystems. Green water supports crop growth and biomass production, facilitating nutrient uptake. 4 actions for farmers to maintain soil health in irrigated agriculture. Use precision agriculture technologies to optimize irrigation efficiency. Assess irrigation needs through soil moisture sensors. Explore alternative water sources such as desalinated of recycled water. Ensure high quality water for irrigation to prevent soil salinization and pollution. Green water supports crop growth and biomass production, facilitating nutrient uptake. 4 actions for farmers to preserve soil moisture. Keep a permanent soil cover. Minimize or adapt zero tillage to conserve soil structure. Harvest rainwater to reduce dependency on surface and groundwater. Opt for crop varieties adapted to the local available soil moisture. Balancing soil moisture for nutrients assimilation and reduced water pollution. Over irrigation can lead to loss of nutrients from the soil through leaching or runout, which affect water quality. Adequate soil moisture is essential to facilitate nutrient uptake by plant roots. Insufficient availability of water in the soil limits nutrient availability and plants' growth. So there are so many things, to talk. But we'll end this session here. Finally, by saying that soils and SDGs, healthy soils provide key functions and ecosystem services like provision of food, provision of fiber, provision of wood, provision of raw materials, provision of support for human infrastructure, detoxification and recycling of waste, filtering of nutrients and contaminants, flood irrigation, carbon storage, and greenhouse gas regulation, provision of support for animals, aesthetics, regulation of pets and disease populations, cultural identity, heritage values, recreation, and so on. So the direct contribution to SDGs, goals like no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, clean water and sanitation, responsible consumption and production, climate action, and life on land. Indirectly, it is contributing to achieve sustainable development goals like quality education, gender equality, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, life below water, peace, justice, and strong institutions, partnerships for the goals. So with this, we shall conclude today's commemorations, and once again, happy World Soil Day and happy Volunteers Day, International Volunteers Day to all the volunteers. The feedback form is available in the form of polls. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory for the certification. All the certificates will be issued at the end of the series. And it is through this forms, feedback forms, we receive data required for generation of certificates. So we request everyone to quickly fill the feed and submit the feedback form. So thank you everyone once again for joining us on this wonderful day and being us with the commemoration. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same link with different commemorations. Take care. Good night.